Okay, hello everyone. I think we can start. And welcome to the webinar on Sparring as a tool that simulates a real boat to develop an athlete's timing, distance, and tactics. I will share approaches to controlled and free sparring, light contact and full contact formats, as well as scenario-based sparring for typical competition situations. We'll focus on the coach's role, goal setting, calibrating intensity, matching partners, and match simulations. The webinar takes place within the project development of the capacity of sports organizations through European values and with the support of EU. We'll have a Q&A session at the end. And I'd like to remind you this is our project co-founded by European Union. Views and opinions expressed are, however, those of the authors only and do not necessarily reflect those of the European Union. Neither the European Union nor the granting authority can be held responsibility for them. Шановні наші учасники, ми вас запрошуємо на вебінар, черговий вебінар, який відбувається в межах проєкту, який присвячений розвитку спорту через європейські цінності. Сьогодні у нас наш чеський спікер, пан Ян Žižka, і я йому передаю слово, він нам детально розповість про спарінг і про всі особливості, які з цим пов'язані. Так, please, Jan, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Jan Žižka, and today I will speak about sparring and simulate real matches to improve technical decision. Short word about me. I am a national coach for female, for female, and in this moment I have only two girls in my team. One is high-level senior, and second one is U23 girls, and the difference between them is like 10 kilo and more. So this is very important thing for me because I have to find the best way how to make sparring during the training. I start with structure of presentation. In the start, we defined what sparring is and its purpose. Then we will speak about importance of realistic simulation in training. After that, we choose the type of sparring, different between controlled and free sparring, different between light and full contact sparring, and at the last, we will speak about role of scenario-based sparring. In the third part, we will speak about how sparring teaches athlete to read the opponent, what is typical situation in sparring, and what trainers or coaches can do for better sparring. How can they guide through the sparring, and what is important. And at the last part, we will speak practical with about sparring in my country, how is working in my training, and so on. And in the end, one of my students, one of my athletes, will connect and she will speak about her feeling about sparrings. So the first, we had to explain what sparring is. I choose to compare with regular training, like drills techniques. Everybody know that you do one movement like 20 times, 50 times, and so on. And in this drill techniques is the main focus on learning and repeating techniques step by step. There is no pressure on that athlete who try to do the techniques. The pace is slower, and there is no much defense from the opponent, and you have time to think about that movement, and there is no fatigue on the athlete. For example, practicing a single takedown 2 times, 20 times with partner without defense. The sparring is you practicing the real match or the part of the match, but it's a control way. There is no time for a lot of thinking. There is a defense from the opponent, and the goal is not only to use techniques, but you have to learn the timing of the movement, what distance you need for that shot, or what tactic do you choose for your winning. For example, you have last 30 seconds to make a point because you are losing. Your opponent is just defending. There are different types of sparring. We have light sparring with light defense, and there is focus on technique. Situational sparring to practice special situation, and hard sparring, which is too close to real fight. The coach can control sparring by setting rules, limiting the time, focusing on one special task, and I will speak later about that. I find very good analogy of the main training of all techniques, and drills are like practicing musical notes. Sparring is like playing song with someone else. A full fight on the competition is concert in front of audience. This is very important to remind this, because in sparring there is no pressure for winning, and that's make a little bit easier than regular fight on the competition. If we spoke what is the main goal of sparring, the main goal of sparring is learning, not winning. That's what I said. It helps athlete test technique, develop tactic, prepare for real matches. Is sparring the same as real fight? No. How I said, sparring can be very intensive, but it's still just training, no matter about winning. And the real training, real fight is about competition and result. On the other hand, sparring is about improvement. How often should athletes spar? It's really depend on the level of athletes. If you have a beginner, they cannot start with sparring because they know nothing. Or they just need to light sparring with limited what can they do or stuff like that. The professional athletes need very often, and I think it's one of the basic of all the trainings, all the wrestling trainings. What skills does sparring develop the most? And how I said, it's the first time timing, distance, like how close you have to be for make your own techniques. I adaptability. How can you choose? How can you switch your tactic during the match? Like if you are losing or you are winning, and also the mental touchness. Like you can test your preparation for the competition in that sparring. And why is not good just drills techniques? That's because drills are predictable. In sparring, nothing is predictable. It's depends a lot on your sparring partner and how good is he or she, because the opponents resist, change the rhythms, and force you to adapt. And that is much more closer to real competition than just drill the techniques. How can you change the full sparring? If I will speak about the full sparring, I mean it's like control matches. I think a lot of trainers do this, and if you do normal, like on the training camp, a lot of people on the mat, and you just push the stop button and do nothing. There is no pressure. If you want to make closer to real fight, for example, you can use singlet. Now it's more official than on the training in normal clothes. Or you can use other people like fans, like for the cheering. It's push a little bit pressure on that wrestlers, or you can record it that fight, and also the athletes know that all mistake will be recorded on the some tapes, and it pressure much more for be good. Or you can use the referee, the official referee. It means one referee for one pair of wrestlers. Also much more pressure on the training. Why is important simulation of real situation in training? The first point is practical application of techniques. The movements are practiced against an unpredictable opponent. Reading and reacting to the opponent. That means fighters learn to sense timing, distance, and intentions. The other point is physical and mental resilience. That means sparring simulates the pressure of real guide and prepare athletes for stress. And last is tactics and strategy. And it means it allows experimenting with different approaches and adapting to the various fighting style. Now we will speak about type of sparring and the difference between type of sparring. First difference is between controlled sparring and free sparring. Free sparring, I think you know it. It's like 3-minute wrestling with 80% defense. So it's simulate real match condition. The athletes are free for use any technique what they know, and there is focus on the decision making and how they adapt for the sparring. This is very good for mental touches and tactical awareness. On the other hand, controlled sparring, it's the coach use the predefined scenario or set what kind of technique you can use it, and the coach must set the clear objectives for the athletes because they had to understand what they do. I think this controlled sparring is better if you want to learn very clearly some technique after drill. You can move to the controlled sparring and you say, okay, now we train single leg attack. Now you can just do single leg attack during the fight. The opponent will defend, but you have to go through the defense and finish your attack. Here is one example of controlled sparring. It's from training, and this is I choose the situation. The girl keep leg and had to finish, and the wrestlers in the middle must defend all the attack. So I hope you can see. And we finish after we finish this situation after point on one or other side. Yeah, one stay in the middle till end. And she can try a lot of defense. She can try a lot of the various style of attack, and this is like in the real wrestling. It's not isolated situation. You have a lot of technique. What can you do? Also, the control sparring is very good if someone is, for example, injured. You can ban some techniques for more danger, for more damage of the injury, or very often is use controlled sparring if you have athletes not on the same level. If one is much more better, you can say what can he do, she do or not, and it's helped to find a similar level of the wrestling. Now I want to compare light sparring and full contact sparring. The difference is between the intensity. The light sparring is lower intensity, lower power, lower defense from the opponent. There is much more focus on technique. There is much more focus on timing and flow. It's better if you want to avoid of injury, and this is great for experimenting and learning. The light sparring is better for long time of the sparring block. Like if you let wrestlers wrestling 10 minutes, they cannot wrestle in 100%. So they can wrestle in light sparring, and they have time for trying new things, experimenting. They have enough power for try to some special escape. On the other hand, full contact sparring, there is much more realistic power. There is much more intensity. The intensity is very high. It's almost like on the competition. The full contact sparring is very good for testing real fight readiness, and it simulates competition stress. There is problem if you have athletes with no good stamina, because you need very good condition and stamina. Here is two videos. One is on the light side, left side is light sparring, and on the right side is hard sparring. I'm sorry about the right videos because it's from Instagram, so it's maybe a little bit not in good quality, but I hope it's okay. So this is just easy. They are flowing through the wrestling process. They try a lot of things. They have space for trying new things and so on. In here in the full contact sparring, the intensity is very high. You can see it. Here you really punish from the mistakes, and both must wrestle on the high tempo with high stamina. This is from Greco training, so it's quite different with the other videos. It's all. Oh, sorry. And now role of scenario-based sparring. This is if you imagine the full wrestling match, and if like pie, and you set to some small pieces, you can find what situation is problem in your wrestling match, and train only this situation for going through the situation, and teach how to work on the situation. For example, the most common is fighting in the corner. It's mean in the zone, in the zone. So someone have problem with coordination on the mat, and they are often pushed out of the mat. So you can train with this. You can train this situation. The same is clinch, freestyle clinch, Greco clinch. The situation, if you are low with your stamina, this is, I don't know how it's called in English, but if one is in the middle of the mat and the other guys comes for 30 seconds, 1 minute, and so they are fresh, and in the middle stay low with the stamina. So you had to work without power. You have to still working, and it's good for helping with this situation. This really helps athletes adapt to opponents, for the lot of opponents, and this bridges the gap between drills and real competition. Here is video.
Okay, so it's on the phone.
Here is video with situation in freestyle. The attacker take down the opponent, and there is still no point because the attacker is before the opponent, and she must go to the back. You can see it's 100% fight. There is no time for resting. It take like 2-3 minutes, just this situation, repeat. Now I would like to speak about developing tactic thinking through sparring. How the sparring teaches athletes to read the opponent. The athletes noticing signals. The athletes learn. Learns to find the small details like shoulder movement, eye direction, or stance shift, and they try to find the detail because for their own attack. And over time, athletes notice the opponent rely on preferred techniques or repeating combination. So they find some special movement for their own attacker, for their own attack. Sensing rhyme and pace. So through the sparring, you can learn how to recognize when opponents speed or go slow down, and which aids in pregnant attack. So you can learn when you attack, like if defender is in high condition, you learn when to find the good time for attacking. Know yourself. During the sparring, it's help you to find yourself, recognize your physical fitness. It helps to find your own mistake in physical condition and so on. And this is the sparring is real type adaptation. Scaring forces immediate reaction, sharpening the ability to read and interpret situation instantly. And of course, there is psychology reading. The athletes learn to read emotional, like when the opponent is frustrated, tired, or trying to bait with feints. So the psychological reading is very important. Like you had to know how your opponent will reacting. If I do during the sparring 10 times the fake shot, and I will see that opponent is in the every moment ready for defending, I will not finish my shot. I will go for another techniques. If I will see that after 10 fake shot, the opponent thinks it's just another fake shot, I can go through the attack and finish my attack. And now I think it's time for a little bit break, because we are, I think, almost in the middle of the presentation. So can we take 10 minutes? Can we take 10 minutes break?
Okay, we can take 10 minutes break. Dear participants, now we have break 10 minutes, yeah?
Okay.
So Jan, can we continue?
Yes, we can continue.
Yes,
Sorry,
thank you.
I just moved to another part of. So, can I continue?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we cut off the pie to the small pieces, and we will talk about a typical tactical situation. What is good to train in sparring? The first situation, very common, score situation. One is winning, the other is losing. In the real match, it's demonstrate the last 30 seconds of match. The leader must defend smartly, avoid the unnecessary risk, avoid to unprepared action. The leader had to keep the winning score, and the trailing wrestle must increase activity, take risk in last second, and look for the quick point. Usually on the training, I use it like 30 or 90 seconds in the high intensity. This situation is very often in the last second of the match, and in normal match, the athletes are really tired at the end of 6 minutes wrestling. In the training, you cannot simulate it, the low stamina of the wrestler, so you can wrestle in high intensity. And I had to explain. I had to talk you that it's very important. Explain that athletes what kind of situation is it, and they had to imagine they are in that special moment. Like I try to explain before every situation in training, like how I said last 30 seconds, you had to make a point or you lost, and the athlete had to risk at the end. The second typical situation is situation before the passivity, like for example in Greco second period, you had to be activated for your opponent going to the parterre, so you cannot do some risky action, you cannot do some unpredictable movement, just increasing intensity. And in this, the main goal of this situation is going up with your mental preparing, and you had to use more hand fighting. In freestyle, you can use your fake shot or stuff like that, like avoid the risk, but go up with your intensity. I think I have a video just from score situation. But in this video, the girl in the black one had to score, and the girl in purple t-shirt, just defend. After that, I change the situation and change the roles. Oh, sorry. So the girl in black must risk and find the last part of energy in her body. And now they change their role. The black one must defend the scoring. That's all. Another typical tactical situation, wrestling at the edge of the mat, zone fight. I basically use it like 50 seconds in high intensity, and all that action starts on the boundary, or you can just set the goal is take the opponent out. This is very good for developing the ability to use or defend the push out and learn when to risk versus when to circle back to the center. This situation is very important for both of them because the attacker must find the best way how to opponents push out and avoid to risk he throw him out of the boundary, out of the mat, and the defender must learn how to move on the mat, how to defend the zone situation. And I think this is very important in Greco, more than in freestyle. In Greco, you can see very often. And the other situation is parterre position. Yeah, it's typical for Greco. Start from the parterre, one is up, the second one is down. I always use for 15 or 30 seconds in high intensity, and the athletes who is up must score for rolling on touche or something like that, and the opponent down must. You can choose if he must only defend and or if he can like stand up from this position. In here is a little bit limitation for freestyler because in freestyle you don't have this separate situation, like one is down and second has hand on his back. In freestyle you always go to this situation from some moving. So if you train parterre position, if you train in freestyle parterre position as Greco, it can limit you to finishing this position in the competition. Here is a video from wrestling on the edge of the mat. So the goal is the girl must push her out and no other techniques. After this, they change the roles and again, push out, just push out. Here is parterre position. Now, the other tactical situation is preset game plan. and it's mean trainer or coach set what kind of specific way you had to attack. For example, duck under, leg attack, arm drag, or so on. And the other must find the way how to defend. And it's not like you are going just, for example, arm drag, but you have to move with your opponent and find the perfect time for that attack. So it's very important for the timing. Usually the opponent, the defender, know what the attacker must do, and the attacker must prepare very good that situation. There is very focus on the preparing, not only for the action. And I'm usually use it like not. I don't set only one techniques. I usually set two techniques. What is on the opposite side. So, for example, I said on the training, now you had to do two things. One is leg attack, single leg attack, or the second one is pushing down for the head, snap. So in English is snap. So that's because if I say just you had to only do single leg attack, the defender do very good defense, but and the defender stay very low, waiting for the single leg. But if I do the opposite attack, like the snap, so if the defenders stay low, avoiding to single leg, they can be snapping down. So it makes the space for the attacker to combine these two action. I usually use it like 60 or 1.5 minutes in high intensity. The last typical situation is attack versus counter attack, and there is focus on the counter attack. So the defender waiting for the shot for the attack. It must he must defend that missing, and also is very important for the timing. The typical situation in women wrestling is one athletes do fake shot, and the defender do the sprawl. And if the attacker who do the fake shot stay high after that, the defender from the sprawl attack the leg, and there is open a little bit space for the attack, and you learn how to find that small window for the attack. I usually use it for a longer time, and I usually use in easy wrestling, in light sparring, not in high intensity, but it's because it's very hard to do counter attack in without a lot of experience. Here is video from the training when we combine a lot of counter attack, not only one. The athlete must reacting after my attack. Maybe wrestle very easy, very light, but she must wait for the right time for attack. Before this slide, I would like to talk about the limitation of this tactical situation. Sometimes it's problem when you train only separate situation and not put together, that athletes stay in this situation and they don't combine together. I mean, for example, with the freestyle, if you train only partner situation, in this situation, they cannot learn how to got on the partner. The big limit it's with the quality of the opponent. If you have big difference between the athletes, it cannot work, I think. And the very important role of the coach and how coaches can guide sparring. So the main goal is for the training is set the clear goals, because if you don't set clear objectives, the sparring by itself can easily become just fighting to win. The coach is adjusting intensity. For example, light sparring, if you want to working on tactic and decision making, medium sparring, and usually I use it with percent. Like I said, okay, now be wrestling 60% from maximum, and if the athletes are good enough, they know how much they must wrestling, how much power they must use, how much defense they must use. In this intensity is quite problem, because sometimes if you say okay, we do light intensity, a lot of beginners do the defense at the start of the action, and in the middle or after the action there is no defense, and the attacker don't learn how to finish the attack, because at the end is very easy. For example, in freestyle, if I do single leg and the defender just defend the start of the action, and when I grab the leg, the defender just fell down, it's not good for me like attacker, because I learn nothing. And in the real matches, the opponent will defend at all the time at the end of the action, at the end of the point. The other guide tool is using situation sparring. That's what I said. The coach say from what specific position will start. The coach will limit the time, and also the coach restricting some technique, because it could be danger. Because if pro athletes will wrestle with beginner, there can be injuries, and we want to avoid it. Very important is choose and rotate partners, because you can, if you train with one partner, he can be good. He can be very good, but if you train only with one partner, you adapt to his style, and it's not. It doesn't push you forward, and if you met another style, it could be very problem for you. The other point is create match-like condition. That's what I said on the start. Use crown, you use timer, use referee for intensive pressure on that athlete. And very important is giving feedbacks after the sparring. A lot of trainer let the sparring go through, and after they just move on. But you need to stop and give the athletes short feedback. Without feedbacks, they cannot move forward in the techniques. But it's very important how to set the feedbacks, because it's like psychology. It's very important to highlight a good point of the wrestling, and then set what is wrong on the on this sparring, because if you only say the wrong things and you didn't highlight the good point, the athlete can think they are not good enough. And now we move to the sparring in our country, in Czech Republic, because I think it's very specific here in Czech. At the first, I will speak about how I usually apply it in my training. I think the sparring is the most common method of training, and almost on every wrestling training, I use some kind of sparring. For example, if the main goal of the all training is techniques, but I start with 3 minutes easy wrestling, I use it sparring for warming up, for preparing the body for another part of training. During the all season period, if I will speak what I use. So in preparation period, I mostly use the roll scenario based training, but I use in very low intensity and long time. For example, what I had in my video, the single leg. It's not for 100% wrestling. I just say now 2 or 3 minute this technique. Try what do you want. Try what kind of defense you need. Try what kind of attack you need. And here is time for a lot of trying, for exploring. In this period, I lot of combined it with techniques. In pre-competition period, I use the same, but I make shorter time, and the intensity is high. It means the same situation, single leg, not 2 or 3 minutes easy, but 15 second 100% for example 5 times. So there is no time for trying, and the athletes in this period must know what they want to do during the sparring. And in competition period, it's like 4 or 3 weeks before the main competition of the year, I try to use the control match with referee, with opponent, with crown, with wrestling in the singlet, just for the feeling of the real competition. Sorry. And my very favorite is what I prepare, because it's very good for building the stamina, is I'm sorry, I still don't know how to say in English, but one is in the middle and the opponents come in time periods, like for 1 minute, and in the global they set for 6 minutes. So this is my favorite for building the stamina for the fight. And when I wrestled like few years before, I really like it for feelings if I am ready. Now, if I compare our situation with other countries, I have 2 pictures. One picture is a normal freestyle group, what is commonly on the training. We have 2 girls, 4 guys, and the level is not similar. So it's very hard to find how we can train together, how we can find the best way how to learn, how to go through the sparring. And it's big limitation in the country like United States or for example Ukraine. There are a lot of people on the training, and it's better for the athletes because they have they can find the same level of the athletes. On the right side, there is photo from the small sorry, for the small training camp, and we were happy about this this number of participation, but still is very problem with the level. We cannot find the same level for our athletes. We always train with the Greco. The girls must train with Greco, and on the training I have girls who wrestle for 2 years with girls who wrestle for 30 years, and yeah, it's very hard to find the right way how to go through and how to push the girls up and be competitive with the world. And the last point is how we can make sparring more effective. It's combine everything what we talk about. And I would like to start with the last point. It's very important for the coaches invest energy for the learning the intensity of the training, because a lot of athletes don't understand their body and don't understand what mean go easy or go hard. And if if you investing your energy to learning and going through the learning, this intensity, it's help you in the future. If I explain, I'm sorry. Okay, I just skip it. Sorry. The other point, how to make sparring more effective is what I need, what I use for more effective is how I said, explain what I need from the training, explain the situation, what we go through. For me, it's very important to giving a feedbacks and use the mistakes from the sparring to the drills. So if I want to learn some techniques, I start with the drills, then I go up to the sparring, and when I see some mistakes, I step back to the drills. For example, trying using arm drag for the drills, and okay, the athletes can do very good arm drag in the drills. So we move up to the sparring, and now I see that the athletes cannot do the arm drag. There is some mistakes. So I step back to the drills and try to find the small details of the mistakes and working on that. And how I said, I use the control match for the preparing before the competition. It's what make the sparring more effective. So in this moment, I would like to ask if my athletes Anička is online.
Hello, yeah? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard. Okay. Now, welcome to Anička. She's one of my athletes, and she tried to explain their own point of view of the sparring, what we basically use, what we basically don't do, and she want to use. So I will ask you about some question, and you can answer me how do you want. So first question, what kind of sparring do you like the most and why?
Okay, so I prefer controlled sparring, where it's not like 100% intensity, because I prefer to just concentrate on one task and make it perfect before applying it to the matches and like free sparring.
Okay. And what kind of sparring do you not like and why?
Wow. I think it really depends on the group, because when if there are sorry. Okay, so if there are more people who are the similar level, similar weight class, it's great to have some free sparring about like 80% intensity, and not just just type of situation, so I can move a lot. But if there are some people that are much heavier than me or stronger or better, then I hate free sparring because I can't do anything.
Okay. And how do you prefer to learn new techniques? Do you prefer learning from sparring, or do you prefer to learn for drills and then go to the sparring? Or what is good
Well,
for
the perfect scenario for me is to like have a lot of technique drills, just making the technique perfect and discuss it and learn the small details in like calm in a calm manner, and we can do it, for example, in the morning, and then in the afternoon after the drills to try it in a sparring. But first, go like properly in the normal technique drills.
So you have to feel very safe in the drills
Yes.
technique.
I need to learn every detail and ask about the different positions and also different partners, because with some people it's easy for me to do the technique, but then someone else comes and I feel like I'm at the beginning. So
Okay, another question. We talked about the facts that we don't have many sparring partners in our training. How do you see it? Do you find that limiting you? Because on the training, you had to train with 13 years old girl. You had to train with Greco guys. You had to train with very heavy Greco guys. So how do you feel it?
so it's a limitation. It's a big one because I feel like we can drill the technique. Yeah, that's okay, but I have problems to do it in the match and like when there's a higher intensity, because if there's someone who's Greco, he moves differently. That's a big problem. Then they're much stronger than me. So even though I know the technique, I do it in a good way, I just physically can't do it because they're strong and heavy. And I think it shows when we go to the camps, when there are so many girls that are the same or similar levels and weight classes, and you can really try and feel the wrestling. And you can't do it in our country, in our environment, because it's just different. Yeah, because I'm the smallest of our group. So if someone just puts 80% of their weight on me, it's a lot.
For the listeners, we had the problem with Anička because at the start of our working, I led her to train with guys and with heavy guys, and let her train the single double leg or the direct
Like that.
leg attack. And in drills it was okay. The guys do the proper defense, but in sparring, the heaviest guy, the heavy guys do the defense only with the weights. And Anička had a big block in this technique, and she was very afraid of that attack, and she missed that attack all the time because she learned from the training that she cannot finish the attack. So it was really big mistake from me as coach, and but I hope we go through and now she can do properly.
Yeah, so yeah, when I attacked and the bigger guys just slammed me down, it hurt and I couldn't move, and I felt that I'm not strong enough, my technique is not good enough to do it. And when we went to competition or camps, I went for the attack as usual, but I just slammed my body down, even though there wasn't like even though I did it good, I just couldn't finish it. So because in my head I was like waiting for the body slamming to happen.
Yeah. And last question, do you feel there is something missing in our sparring session?
Well, good training partners. But no, I think everybody is different, and as a coach, you should try to learn what every competitor needs. And now, after like 2 years, I think we found our way, so now it's okay.
Okay, thank you, Anichka, for joining us. And now, for all the people, is there any question on me about the presentation?
No, I haven't seen any question. I don't see any question in the chat, any message. Dear participants, if you have questions, please ask. And I'd like to say a lot of thanks, Anichka, too. It's very interesting. Your collaboration, questions and answers. It was very interesting. Thank you for this method, educational method. Dear participant, do you have question? Please, if you have, you can type in the chat or ask. Dear Jan, I don't see any questions.
Okay. So that's all from my side.
Okay, so from our side, I'd like to say a lot of thanks for you, for your presentation. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, your practice, and your experience. It's very important for us and for our sportsmen, for our participants. And thank you for your time. Your presentation was very expressed. Dear participant, maybe somebody wants to add something? No comments. So I think thank you for your likes. I see a lot of likes, yeah. So thank you, Jan. Thanks a lot our partners from Czech Republic, and I think we see you next month. Dear participants, please check your email. We send information about future webinars, and please join us. I hope and I'm sure everything will be interesting for you and improve your skills. For today, I think that's all. Thank you. Thanks a lot for all. See you next time. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. For today, that's all.